All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another live stream. It's gonna be a blockbuster live stream. I can feel it because today we're gonna discuss in regards to Dusan Vlahovic and Romelu Lukaku swap deal. I thought we weren't linked with Dusan Vlahovic. I thought Mr. Fabrizio Romano told us that he's not even in our list. We're not even pursuing him, this, that, the other. But all of a sudden, late last night, UK time, Mr. Di Marzio, when it comes to Italian news, you best believe Di Marzio's got a lot of idea about it. He came up with the news that Dusan Vlahovic and Romelu Lukaku swap deal is definitely on. And apparently Chelsea are, so desperate. Obviously, we are so desperate to get rid of Romelu Lukaku. And the only way this is possible is if we accept purchasing Vlahovic from Juventus. So look, when I first looked at the news, I was a little bit, one part of me is happy because we can get rid of Romelu Lukaku, because we need to get rid of Romelu Lukaku. I'm sick and tired of Romelu Lukaku, right? He needs to go. And he's becoming a major issue in our life. Forget about Chelsea Football Club. In our life, he's becoming a major issue. But on the other side, I'm like, is it necessary? Is it absolutely necessary to get someone like Vlahovic? And that's where my conundrum came in. I was, thinking about we've got Jackson, Nicholas Jackson at the moment. For me, he's the number one striker moving into the new season. And he's shown immense quality in this preseason already in all of these matches. And he's shown quality off the field as well, which is very important. So we're going to talk about all of that. And then what is the future? I'm just a bit confused. What is the future for Armando Broja? What is the future for David Archer Fofana? And then there will be games. There will be games here and there where Nkunku will be played as a striker and Nicholas Jackson will probably come off the bench, and you're going to play with more wingers in the likes of Mudryk and in the likes of Martsen, who's now an attacking player. And then I was also thinking about Kudus. Mohamed Kudus makes a lot of sense, and we've been linked with Mohamed Kudus quite heavily in recent times. David Ornstein, Orny, who makes us all nice and horny, came out and said that we're getting our personal agreement with Kudus sorted out. So I was under that mind frame that makes sense to me. All of that makes sense to me. But this Vlahovic news all of a sudden has absolutely confused me. And this is what I want to talk to you guys about. Nearly 200 of you guys are live right now. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Big up to each and every one of you guys. Big up to Alex. Big up to my man, Valan, Unlisted Red, Roby, Shanu76, my man, Aaron, 10, Unlisted, Chelsea Till I Die, Quella, Yardley, J Money, Abdul Razak. Man, this is great. Great to have each and every one of you guys. And I want to take as many comments from you guys because I need help from you guys today to understand this Vlahovic situation. We're going to explore every bit of commentary, every bit of issues, every bit of positives around this Vlahovic link with Chelsea Football Club swap deal apparently with Lukaku. Some people like it, some people don't like it. We're going to have a civil conversation on this channel. And of course, we're going to touch up on another blockbuster news, ladies and gentlemen. Levi Colwill, another news coming from David Ornstein that Levi Colwill has agreed upon a 6-year contract at Chelsea Football Club. And Nizar Kinsella was saying he's going to earn more than 100,000 per week, which I absolutely, expected that. A quality defender in his caliber was always going to earn more than 100,000. And the question is, how much more than 100,000? He was on peanuts. Now he's going to earn a lot of money. It will probably be, not only double, triple, quadruple. It's probably going to be 6, 7, 8 times than what he's on right now. I don't know what he's on, but I don't think he's on too much money at the moment. So I've got no issues with Levi Colwill earning that level of money and a long-term contract. He's a youngster. So we're going to talk about that as well. But first up, ladies and gentlemen, it's in regards to Dusan Vlahovic. I just want to quickly show you guys some news in regards. So I'm pretty sure you guys would have seen majority of the news that dropped in regards to this particular transfer late yesterday. But a couple of the ones that were sticking out to me is one of them being this one. Chelsea understood that the only way to get rid of Lukaku was to accept Vlahovic in the deal. Now, this, I mean, you want to get a player, but it seems like the only reason we are getting Vlahovic, or we are looking to get Vlahovic, is because we're so desperate to get rid of Lukaku, and we're happy to accept whatever Juventus is saying. So that's one thing, one sticking point, which I don't think the reason should be just because we're trying to get rid of Lukaku. I understand there is plus points. Obviously, Vlahovic younger, we can dump Lukaku's wages. And don't forget, Vlahovic will demand quite a bit of wages, but not as much as Lukaku. And we get a younger player who is a very, very good player. Let's be honest. Vlahovic is a very, very good player. I'm just a bit skeptical that, I don't know, man. I don't know why I feel like this. I just get this feeling that this guy might not work out in the Premier League, much like so many other strikers that we previously bought, especially from Italy as well. They just don't seem to. You look at Scamacca, for example, as well, from Italy, coming from Serie A to West Ham. It didn't work out. Lukaku, same thing, gone from Serie A to Premier League, but obviously Lukaku was there in the Premier League prior to that. There were moments, obviously, in Everton. He had a really good stint. Man United had a decent enough stint, but not good enough from Man United's perspective. Obviously, with us, not good enough at all. And there's been many other cases where Italian, strikers have come over and it's not really worked out that well. So I just have that PTSD, I suppose. But there is plus points. But I just hate how the fact that one of the reasons is because how desperate we are, and we are willing to just accept what Juventus is asking. And on top of that, you're going to have to pay 25 to 30 million. So not only you give Lukaku, but you also have to pay 25 to 30 million to get Vlahovic. Look, that particular matter, I'm not too peeved off with. I know some of you guys are a little bit annoyed about that. But I'm more thinking, if we were interested in getting a striker anyway, and in this scenario, we get to get rid of Lukaku and get a bit of a discount for Vlahovic, we would have had to spend a hell of a lot of money anyway to get a striker. So from that perspective, I'm not too worried about that. The latest that's out in regards to this news, Chelsea have been offered Juventus striker Dusan Vlahovic in exchange for Romelu Lukaku and a transfer fee. The Blues are hesitant over a deal which also requires them to pay a significant fee. See, with the fee, I'm not too worried about. But let's have a look at what you guys are saying. Let's see what you guys are saying, and then I want to try and make a discussion about this. Tarek, one of the problem is he will come and ask to start, or they will start him because he costs more than Nicholas Jackson. Brilliant place to start the conversation. Dusan Vlahovic ain't coming to warm the bench. He's coming if he's gonna demand certain amount of wages. A lot of people are saying he's gonna be around 200k. He's coming to start. Don't forget, 1 game a week. I am all up for competition for Nicholas Jackson. I am all up for that. But right now, let's not disrupt the situation. Right now, let's not disrupt the playing group. Nicholas Jackson is the number 1 striker for Chelsea at this moment. Whether some of you guys like it or not, I don't know. Majority of you guys rated Nicholas Jackson all throughout this preseason. All of a sudden, the Dusan Vlahovic news has come in, and I already see so many fans on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere, underrating Nicholas Jackson, slandering Nicholas Jackson as well. That, Dusan Vlahovic is a better player. What haven't we seen from Nicholas Jackson? I'll tell you straight up, first thing, pace. Pace is something Nicholas Jackson is definitely much better than Vlahovic. Much quicker. And listed, I'm going to get to that. Nicholas Jackson will go to AFCON. I'm definitely going to get to that. And that is an issue. That is an issue. Nicholas Jackson's hold up. Are we concerned about that? Now, you can say Vlahovic's hold-up is very good, but is Nicholas Jackson's hold-up poor? No. If anything, what I've seen so far against quality teams, his hold-up's very good. Nicholas Jackson's link-up, I don't think Vlahovic is anywhere near as good as Nicholas Jackson's link-up. So someone like Vlahovic coming in, he's going to demand to start. And if he doesn't start, is he going to stay quiet? Is he okay to be the second fiddle and obviously work hard, push Nicholas Jackson? And if you warrant to start, then you will start. But what if Nicholas Jackson goes on a run of fantastic performances? Is Vlahovic going to be cool to stay quiet and not run to the media like some other brother from Serie A has done previously? Is he going to be able to do that? If Vlahovic is able to stay calm and quiet, no problems. I don't want any dramas next season, man. I don't want any dramas. I do want competition. Yes, I do want competition. I don't think Nicholas Jackson should just have a free ride. No, I do want competition. It will keep him honest. But from what we've seen so far of Nicholas Jackson, he comes across a particular individual that self-evaluates himself. He comes across an individual that doesn't take things for granted. But of course, we want to make sure that there is enough competition. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Abdul Razak, 5 subs next season, 2 minutes. No problem. No problem, 5 subs. But let's now talk about this situation. And another very good point, Abdul Razak. What is then the plans with Armando Broja? What is the plan with, David Dutra Fofana down the track? I know he's on loan now. I know he's not going to be part of these 5 subs. But what are the plans for some of these players that we're stockpiling? Now, if you tell me, Abdul Razak, that Armando Broja is going to be sold, no problems. All right, get in Vlahovic. Get in Vlahovic. If you tell me Armando Broja is going to be loaned, okay, no problems. He's going to be loaned. You're bringing in Vlahovic, but Vlahovic ain't going to come in for 1 season. You already got Nicholas Jackson and you got Vlahovic. So what is the plan for Broja down the track? If Broja goes out on a loan and he does well, you think Armando Broja, he's gonna think, oh, I've got a chance to crack into Chelsea Football Club. They do need to have a vision that there is an opportunity. This was one of the issues with Levi Colwill. Levi Colwill saw the plethora of CBs that we were just buying willy-nilly. Koulibaly, Wesley Fofana, Badiashile. There has to be a plan. David Dutra Fofana, if he kills it at Union Berlin, can he envision himself to come and make it into Chelsea Football Club? So, sure, 5 subs. But we have to understand, it's 1 game a week. A lot of people have been telling me on Twitter, oh, but Miz, you don't see Man City complaining. They've got Alvarez and Haaland. My brother, you're comparing Man City, who are so advanced in their footballing philosophy. They're so advanced in their the way they are at the moment in life. We're nowhere near Man City at the moment. Man City got European football as well. They got Champions League football. They're going to compete in all fronts this season. They're going to have multiple games. They're going to have Club World Cup as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've got a lot of things. They're going to rely on all of these players. We got 1 game a week. This is why, all of these stuff about, but they've got, Haaland, they've got Alvarez. Patience, guys. One day we will get to that situation where we will have, quality players, quality depth. But patience, you build up to that. We can't just transform our team that finished 12th to then be a title challenging team the next season. It don't work like that. You have to stay patient. Nicholas Jackson needs to be given time to build. What's going to happen? when we get Vlahović, one poor performance from Nicholas Jackson, and then Vlahović comes in. You got to give these people some trust. One game a week. Nicholas Jackson should be the starter. There will be the odd game here and there where Nkunku will probably start as a striker and Jackson might come off the bench. That is the variation. Nicholas Nkunku is a different style of a striker. Do you know what I mean? Like, here we go. Anesh. I was waiting for people to start commenting like a D head. I said we're gonna have a civil conversation, but then this particular person, I'm about to get irate now, wants to come in and say, why are you talking so rubbish? Why don't you tell me, Mr. Anesh Ghosh, Mr. Ghosh, why don't you tell me your point? Instead of coming here and having a go at me, why don't you come out here and actually give me your point, big fella? Why don't you actually provide me your commentary around the matter before you start having a go at me? Puta. Sure, bro. That's the things I don't want. Have fair right for spots, not price tags, please. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, look, my vision was, this is my vision, right? And I know this doesn't have to be Chelsea vision, doesn't have to be Pochettino vision. I understand that. Absolutely understand that. My vision was Nicholas Jackson, main striker. And I'm going to get to that AFCON. I'm going to get to that AFCON situation. Nicholas Jackson, main striker. You still keep Armando Broja. I know he hasn't done any preseason and whatnot, but you still keep him in the squad so that he's in and around the squad, trains with the squad, and then he can eventually be a backup, right? Because have we given up on Armando Broja? Is it over? Because if it's over, tell me right now, and then we can move on. I've not given up. I know he's had a big injury, but I'm backing him to overcome that injury. I've seen the quality that Armando Broja has shown me and shown us last season. We need to give him at least an opportunity to show us what he can do post the injury. And if it's an absolute disaster, there is going to be another window down the track in January. And weren't we linked with Ivan Toney? Weren't we linked with Ivan Toney? Or is Ivan Toney now not a striker anymore? Vlahović is the main guy. When we waiting for Ivan Toney? So my idea was Nicholas Jackson, keep Armando Broja. The odd games you're going to play Nkunku up front, and you're going to have all those other wingers, Mudryk, Madueke, Sterling, this, that, the other, Maatsen. And this is why I was thinking get Kudus, because Kudus can fill as a striker as well, as a cam, as someone on the left side. I thought that was a good plan for this season. And then moving on to next season, we can then build and build and build. That's just my thought. But if you guys are telling me that, nah, we don't want Toney, we don't want Armando Broja, we don't want none of these players, we want to bring in Vlahović, and we want to compete for the Premier League title from the get-go, well, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know that we were already, ready to compete for the Premier League title. I didn't know that's how everyone's thinking. Anesh, he will give depth, brother. I know Vlahović will demand time, and Jackson, he will give depth. Vlahović will give depth. Okay. Will also, if Jackson gets injured, then what will we do? Tell me if Nkunku get injured, then what will we do? Okay, well, what will we do if Vlahović gets injured? It's like you're telling me like Vlahović is he's injury free. He will never get his superhero. He's Superman. You're telling me a lot of what ifs, what that, what this, what that. What if the sun doesn't rise tomorrow? What if the sky just goes purple tomorrow? What if apple turns into watermelon? What if many things? You're telling me like, okay, Jackson gets injured, Vlahović comes in, and Vlahović becomes Superman. Vlahović is untouchable. He will not get injured because the second player doesn't get injured. Ladies and gentlemen, the second player doesn't get injured. First player can, second player doesn't get injured. Don't work like that, brother. Don't work like that. You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. Look at the mess we're in the left back position. Look at the mess we're in the left back position. Do you want to be in that same situation down the track where you're having to let go of perhaps Lewis Hall, who's probably looking a lot better than Chilwell and Cucurella? These are some of the mistakes that we've done previously. Have we not known? People tell me, Miz, there was a time we used to have Drogba, Anelka, Torres, Solomon Kalou. But people forget that was an era where we were competing for the Premier League title season in, season out. We were in the Champions League, competing for the Champions League title season in, season out. That was an advanced level. We are starting from the bottom again. We are restarting. We've not competed for the Premier League for God knows how many years. We got to stay patient. We got to come up with a different approach now. Stockpiling all of these players again is not the idea. You got to have a plan for all of these players. You need to, or else you're going to get into a mess where, once again, there's too many players. Already Pochettino has said that after last game, he said that some players are going to get hurt. Some players will need to leave Chelsea Football Club. He'll have to cut down the squad to 22, 23, or 24. He didn't even get to 25. Or are these players that we're getting are simply just for profit? I don't know. Lawrence is saying, you are saying Poch don't have a plan. No, brother. Ultimately, we're all going to accept what Poch wants. Poch, in fact, said post-match, last match, that he's happy with Nkunku and Nicholas Jackson. He's happy. But if the club want to give him a new profile up front, he will also accept that. But I'm just saying, as a fan base, like, what type of a fan are you? Just any name that gets thrown out in the media, you just get happy, like, yeah, bring him in? Or are you a kind of fan that thinks about, okay, well, what's going to happen with that player? What's going to happen with this player? Do you not sort of think deeply about this? Or do you just go, nah, just bring in anyone, man. I'll keep the blue flag flying high. Come on, just bring him in. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, here's the money question for you guys. I'm going to get to the super chat very, very soon. Here's the money question for you guys. Are you confident that Vlahovic is going to be a hit? Are you confident? Are you just that confident? Some people tell me, oh, Vlahovic is the Harry Kane. You know, Pochettino's Harry Kane. Have you seen Harry Kane? Have you seen Harry Kane? Harry Kane ain't no striker, bro. He is more than a striker. Do you think Vlahovic has all that capabilities like Harry Kane does? That's such a deep level disrespect to Harry Kane. Harry Kane is a playmaker, striker, leader, all of that. Vlahovic, yeah, okay, he's a very decent striker, no doubts. But Vlahovic, the way people are acting like Vlahovic is, we become title contenders. That's how people are acting. Like, oh my God, if we miss out on Vlahovic, oh, yeah, it's over for us. So yeah, Mike, Miz, the thing about Vlahovic that I like is it's Juventus that has come to us. Plus, it's a way to get rid of Lukaku. He'll be coming off the bench as more direct option for headed goals. Yeah, look, I mean, if that's the case, no problems. Ultimately, look, whatever happens, you know, we're going to back it. Of course, we're going to back it. But I think we should always question, you know, the intentions behind it. It seems like in order to, one of the biggest reason to get Vlahovic is just simply to get rid of Lukaku. Yeah, obviously there's some upsides to it. We get a good player, But the reason shouldn't just be to get rid of Lukaku. The reason should be that, hey, this guy will be, a very, very good option for us. But at the same time, you need to have a plan. You need to pencil yourself down that Nicholas Jackson at the moment has really outshone everyone in this preseason, and he's really putting himself down there as the number one striker. Okay, so if you pencil him down as the number one striker, all right, who's the backup? Surely Dusan Vlahovic is not your backup level of a striker. He's going to come in, warrant and want to start, demand to start. So, the conversation between Pochettino and Vlahovic, if Vlahovic does come into Chelsea, has to be very clear. Right now, it's Nicholas Jackson, but you're more than welcome to compete your head off to win that spot back. Or to win that spot. But if Nicholas Jackson keeps smashing it and Vlahovic keeps being benched, you best believe Armando Broja is in a situation where he'll be happy to be the bench player and that impact player off the bench. And we should be looking forward to giving him an opportunity. Do you know what I mean? Like this guy has been at Chelsea Football Club for a long time. So the desire for him to do well will be, the motivation for him to do well will be quite high. That's all I'm saying. Kingsley, thank you so much for the super chat. For me, people have forgotten how good Vlahovic was at Fiorentina and also had an excellent start at Juventus before injury. I'm all for competition. Now, fair enough. Now, I've not forgotten. He's definitely done well at Fiorentina, even in Juventus under Allegri, even though there's Allegri tax, he's done decent enough. Digital Film Reviews, thank you so much for the super chat. Do we get Vlahovic if we aren't being forced by this Lukaku deal? No. Now we are being forced to get him because we want to get rid of this bench or no good. Yeah, no, you're right. And similarly, Juventus wants to get rid of Vlahovic. The way we want to get rid of Lukaku, they want to get rid of Vlahovic. They deem him to be, I don't know, surplus to requirements, but they don't want him. Because if they really wanted him, they liked him, they keep him. But they want to get rid of him. So we have to think about that as well. Pabu Jao, thank you so much for the super chat. Please ignore those negative people. They always like that. Focus on the positive people. Listen to you every day. Thank you so much, my man. Diallo, thank you so much for the super chat. How about if is the coach that asked for Vlahovic? Yeah, look, probably most likely the coach is asking for Vlahovic. I don't know. It seems like there was some talks that apparently some of the members from our board actually likes Vlahovic as well. So it might not even be Pochettino, to be honest. It's just the board. I think Pochettino wanted Lautaro Martinez. There was strong rumors that he wanted Lautaro Martinez. So it might not even be Pochettino. It might actually be people from the board. FHT Global, Namiz, not to bash you, but you're totally deluded if you think Jackson is better than Vlahovic from a preseason. I am totally deluded. I'm totally deluded. If I think Jackson is better than Vlahovic. No problems. Let's get in Vlahovic and let's keep Jackson as a backup. Let's do that. I think that will go down perfectly well. I think in terms of the meritocracy, it will be perfect. From what you've seen so far, and people keep talking about preseason, like as if these players they've not been playing, like as if it's been a bit of a hologram show. Like there's been just spirits. They're just ghosts. Like all of a sudden, when the real season starts, we're going to see a different Nicholas Jackson that can't pass, that can't hold the ball, that can't run, that can't score goals. All of a sudden, we're going to see a Nicholas Jackson that's just useless. I know what I've seen now, and I'm content with that. And I feel like the biggest concern with Nicholas Jackson is the AFCON. The biggest concern is the AFCON. Because there will be a time where we're going to be without his services. And from that perspective, yeah, let's get a striker. But this is where I said someone like Kudus. But even Kudus will be away for AFCON as well. No problems, no problems. If we get Vlahovic, let me know live chat. Let me know what your plan is with Broja. Let me know what your plan is with David Datra Fofana. Let me know. Like, is Vlahovic your number one striker? Is Vlahovic your number one striker? Just let me know. Let me know. Gregory Bray is returning from a very bad injury. He will take a long time to return somewhere close to his best. Vlahovic is a good backup, but Jackson is 100% number one striker when we start. See, people say he's a good backup. You really think Vlahovic is coming to be a backup? Can someone tell me? Live chat, let me know about a few things. Do you really think Vlahovic is a backup player with the level of wages he's going to demand, which is going to be apparently in excess of 200k? Is Vlahovic going to be a backup? And if he's a starter, are you happy for Nicholas Jackson to be a backup? And let me know about Broja. Let me know about David Datra Fofana. Royston, his fans are desperate for big names. That's the problem. We have an average squad. People say, yeah, like, I don't understand, man. You just can never get people satisfied. Like, they think I'm deluded. Yeah, I'm starting to think some of these guys are deluded. They're not in tune with how to have a proper plan for a team, and you know, how to have patience as well. Cool. Hey, Miss, good day. In my personal opinion, we should not be buying 70 to 80 million for Vlahovic. Jackson absolutely moved me. We have 3 CF options currently: Jackson, Broja, and Nkunku. We don't need Vlahovic. This is exactly how I see it. With 1 game a week, this is exactly how I see it. Don't forget, there'll be goals from many other players as well. Everyone needs to chip in. There'll be goals from Mudryk. There has to be goals from Sterling. There has to be goals from Madueke. There has to be goals from all the other players. Defenders as well got to chip in with goals. First game is Liverpool. You know when the next game after Liverpool is? 1 week later. So what? Let's say you start Nicholas Jackson on the first week. The week after, you're going to start someone else. Are you expecting for Nicholas Jackson to be injured in the first week? Pochettino was asked about the attack yesterday, and he said that he's open if the club can add different profiles. And now we're open to Vlahovic. Yeah, no, look. Of course. This is what I've said, haven't I? This is what I've already said, that he's open for a different profile. But for me, it made far more sense with Kudus. Kudus is someone who can fill in as a striker. Kudus is someone who can also play as a central attacking midfielder, and Kudus can play on the wings as well. So, but you know, once again, you're going to face the same scenario with Kudus that Kudus is going to be in AFCON. Gabriel Amis, you came out all guns blazing, being over the top. No wonder people saying you're being deluded. Too much hyperbole about a potential signing who is a great striker. Can't understand why so bad. Can't understand. All right, no problems. You guys seem to be quite happy with Vlahovic, which is fantastic to see. Let's see how Vlahovic works out. Hopefully he does work out well. The positives that I see out of it is that we get to get rid of Lukaku, and and then we'll see how Vlahovic works out. Chelsea till I die. Stop the Spurs mentality. Oh my God. Crazy. All right, Gregory, let's keep the heat out of this conversation. We're all on the same side. We have to trust the board. We have no other choice as we are making the decisions. Fair enough. Literally, when Fabrizio Romano told us that Vlahovic is not in our list, not a single person was fighting for Vlahovic. Now, all of a sudden, Vlahovic comes into the frame. Now, everyone wants Vlahovic. Quite crazy. It just makes me think that a lot of people probably don't really think about the planning of the team too much. It's a new name. It's a shiny name. Let's get it. Who cares? Who cares how the dynamics of the team works out? Who cares how everything else works out? You know, I was more keen to see the combination between Nkunku and Nicholas Jackson flourish. But, you know, people seem to be more excited about Vlahovic coming in. So, yeah, let's see. Tulani, Vlahovic has to prove himself. And all those players who have to give us goals didn't give us those goals. Only people we can trust in is Jackson and Nkunku. The rest we'll see. All right, we're going to move on to... we'll move on to the next topic. FHT Global. Lads, Miz has been super overrating this squad. This squad is rubbish compared to City, Arsenal, Man United. We need top players. Wow. Super rubbish squad. This squad is super rubbish. Man. That's incredible. That, like, you can have a conversation with someone when you're in somewhat of a not same, like you're close vicinity in terms of, you know, mindset, mind wave. When one is saying the squad is absolutely rubbish, I don't know how to have a conversation after that. I really don't know. If you think the squad is so rubbish, you know, compared to City, and you're comparing to City, like, this is the issue that we have as a fan base. We are comparing to City. Arsenal are very they're in a situation where they're going to be competing for the title every single season. Do you know how long it took Arsenal to get there? People are comparing us to City. Do you see how advanced they are? Do you think we can just get to that level like this? Just get Vlahovic, just get this, just get that. Yep, okay, now we're ready. We're ready to compete against City. We spent a lot of money. You act like we've not done this strategy before. FHT Global, you're acting like we've not done this strategy before, where we've just bought everyone. We've spent more than 600 million, my brother. We bought a lot of players last January. Did we compete? We came 12th. There's no shortcut to success, brother. Not in this era anymore. Maybe early stages of Roman, because there wasn't any other clubs that were looking to spend. Now you got clubs like Aston Villa buying Moussa Diaby. Now you got clubs like Brighton going toe-to-toe with us for a player like Levi Colwill. What I'm trying to say is, I think we as a fan base, we've got to learn how to be a little bit more patient from here on in. Things aren't going to happen like that. You're in for a mad reality check if you think that, we just buy everyone and then straight away compete against City. It's madness. Miz, I like you, but you are turning us into I'm turning us into Aston Villa. Brother, your problem is you're not in tune as to where we are. You're looking at the mirror and you're seeing Didier Drogba. You need to understand we're nowhere near that situation at the moment. It's not about turning us to be Aston Villa. You need to understand and respect and honor and humble yourself to where we are right now, and then work hard to come back to the top. You're looking for shortcuts, my man. You're acting like we haven't been Aston Villa all this time. You're acting like we've been challenging for titles for season in and season out for the past so many years. Since Conte won us the Premier League the last time, we've not competed for the Premier League, brother. We have been Aston Villa. I didn't turn us to be Aston Villa. We have been Aston Villa. And in fact, no disrespect to Aston Villa, even Aston Villa has become greater than Aston Villa. In all these years, we've gone below Aston Villa. So if you're saying to turning us into Aston Villa is actually doing good. If anything, Aston Villa has probably leapfrogged us a little bit. So you need to look at yourself in the mirror and actually go, let's talk truth. Let's actually talk truth. Anywho, we're gonna get into the next topic very, very soon. Abdul Razak, yes, Miz, we can't compete. It's just like FIFA, just change the sticks. Yeah, man. Crazy. It's crazy stuff. Reality check is important to get the club back to where it really belongs. Absolutely. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. I knew it was going to be a fantastic live stream today, and I'm glad we had this conversation. I think it's been able to get many varied different opinions. Obviously, I gave my opinions. You guys gave yours. I think it'll be a fantastic showing for people that are joining in right now. Over 560 people live. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's try and be civil. Like, don't attack me personally. I'm not attacking you personally until you actually attack me personally. I'm trying to keep it very much football related. No need to call me deluded. No need to call me this, that, the other. I'm not going around calling you deluded. Once again, the caveat being unless you call me deluded first. So if you got something to say, obviously say it in a nice manner so we can have a good discussion about it. All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Levi Colwill has agreed a 6-year contract with Chelsea. David Ornstein, love it. Finally, we have been able to secure this lad, and he's finally seen the light to stay at Chelsea Football Club, which is fantastic to see. Hopefully, he can leave a great legacy. Yeah, man, Levi Colwill will be paid over 100K a week. This is coming from Nizar Kinsella, and that absolutely makes sense to me. For me, he becomes a mainstay. For me, he becomes a starter. His quality, his talent is immense, and I love it. Absolutely love it. But once again, we had to clear a lot of the CBs to make room for Levi Colwill. This is the thing. Had we not cleared up all of those rooms, if Koulibaly still stuck around, you best believe Levi Colwill would be thinking twice, because he wants to play week in, week out. He wants to play week in, week out. So this is where planning comes into play, ladies and gentlemen. You have to realize, in order to keep some of your big assets, they will demand to play week in, week out. So you got to open up some room sometimes. But at the same time, not have a red carpet out for them and just, for them to be complacent. No, of course not. That's why you got, quality in regards to in regards to Buddy Shield, and now we're getting Axel Desassi. We'll see what happens with Wesley Fofana down the track, and you still got Thiago Silva. So there's two CB spots. If we ever want to go 3, there's still enough CBs to take care of. So I like it. Levi Colwill. Brighton, Brighton accounts and Brighton journalists have been a bit funny. They've been going around and saying, wishing you best of luck, Levi Colwill. Wish you could have come and be with us and this, that, that. I'm like, man, stop with this mushy stuff, man. He was always our player. What's wrong with you guys? Why'd you fall in love with someone who is on loan? And you guys need to realize, you're Brighton. I'm sorry to say, you're a small club. We don't give away our big assets to you. It don't work like that. It works the other way. You give your big assets to us. It's not like the same case when João Felix came on loan. A lot of us fell in love with João Felix. We wanted him to stay. It's not like Atletico Madrid can say, "Oh no, that's our player. Give him back." Like we're a big enough club. Do you know what I mean? To get someone like João Felix, but Brighton, you don't have that same sort of power, my man. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, we loan you, he did well, we get him back. You don't stand there demanding for that player to come back to you. Simple as that, man. You're a selling club. Hold that, Mummy Colwill and Liverpool. Man's having a go at Colwell's mum. Last year, no one wanted Colwill over Koulibaly. Hindsight is always 2020. No, good point. Absolutely good point. Miz, I like you. You don't block anyone who has different opinions. No, I don't block. But obviously, don't abuse. Because if you abuse, then I will block. As long as it's not abusive, then that's fine. Those Brighton accounts got their much-needed interaction. Just bothered Miz. It's just brotherhood, Miz. Yeah, no, you're right. Absolutely right. Akil, I think we should have 5 to 6 CBs depending on the formation we play, and especially considering our injury luck. Also means thanks for providing entertainment while it's 2 a.m. here in Seattle. Wow, man. Time to go to bed, brother, but I appreciate the support. Kweku, don't forget, buying every excellent player is not going to bring team chemistry. It will take time. No. Some people in the live chat, they think buy everyone. Buy Mbappe, buy Neymar, buy Messi, buy get Frank Lampard back as well from retirement, bring in Didier Drogba, bring everyone, and then we win the World Cup. Chelsea win the World Cup. That's how they think. It's mad. It is actually quite mad. T1, thank you so much for the super chat. If Brighton are willing to sell their GK, that means they have a better replacement lined up. We should get him instead. just jump the gun and see who they want and go ahead of them. Look, I'm not too peeved off by Robert Sanchez. I actually like Robert Sanchez. I was watching quite a lot of Brighton previously, and I rate Robert Sanchez. I think his distribution is a lot better. A lot of people will throw stats on us. Stats show this. I watch with my eyes. Right, I can see his distribution is a lot better. When it comes to build up, he's a better keeper to rely on with build up. You look at some of the sequence of plays Brighton used to do with him being the goalkeeper. You'll see the one-touch passes that he plays. So for me, he's a better keeper. I'm just sick and tired of dealing with Brighton. That's why I didn't want to get someone like Robert Sanchez, because I'm just tired of dealing with Brighton. But him as a goalkeeper, he's a very, very good goalkeeper indeed. Tyler Adams, yeah, I saw those links. I was going to bring up this particular player a few weeks ago, but I didn't say it because I did a bit of research. Tyler Adams is injured at the moment, by the way. He's injured. I don't mind Tyler Adams. I really liked what he did in the World Cup. I saw some of the Leeds matches as well. He's a quality defensive midfielder. He really is. He'd be a cheap option as well. But he's nowhere near Caicedo's quality. Nowhere near. He's a poor man's Caicedo, that's for sure. But Tyler Adams, I'm pretty certain he's injured. And it's not like a small injury either. He's injured for at least 3-4 weeks. So, how do we do that transaction? For me, it's Caicedo. Anyway, this is from Fabrizio Romano. Karma. The Caicedo deal is absolutely still on. So appreciate that. A lot of people are saying PYS tweet. What did he tweet? Chelsea want to add more depth and experience and are considering Tyler Adams, who has a clause in his contract, and it's Alvarez. Look, if we want to add depth, okay, cool. But get Caicedo. There should be no disregard to getting Caicedo. You get him, and then if you want to add depth, no problems. For me, I would stick with definitely I'm sticking with Andre Santos, because for me, he's shown immense quality. I know some of you guys in the live chat probably will tell me, oh, Miz getting excited about Andre Santos because of preseason. You honestly, to those people, you just don't know. You're not seeing, you're not watching, you don't know talent. For me, I'd keep Andre Santos, and I'd even keep Cesare Casade. So, but if you want to add on top of all of that, if you want to add another defensive midfielder, okay, sure, no problems. But make sure you get Caicedo. Caicedo is very, very important to get. Cesare Casade, if you want to if you want to send him on a loan, fares. But I think he's shown enough quality to be a rotational piece, to be depth. I think him being at Chelsea for the entire season will make far more sense as opposed to going out on a loan. He's shown quality. He's shown both Santos and Casade has shown that we can rely on them. If Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, hopefully we get Caicedo, if both of them need some sort of resting at times, those two players have shown that they can hold the fort. So Chelsea prefer to keep the Sanchez bid amount quiet at the moment due to this relationship with Brighton. Sanchez wants Chelsea and there is positive feelings. So, apparently due to the relationship with Brighton. So some people were saying we've got a good relationship with Brighton. Sanchez wants Chelsea and there is positive feelings. So, look, Robert Sanchez could possibly happen. Axel Desassi in England today in order to undergo medical and sign 5-year deal as new Chelsea player on 45 million deal from Monaco. Told Chelsea and Monaco already exchanged docs and contracts. Deal is almost sealed, so we should see hopefully an announcement for Desasi sometime. I think the people were saying sometime late this week or even next week. Axel Desasi's medical with Chelsea is scheduled for today. Chelsea first made contact with his agent in April. As revealed, Lawrence Stewart is a big fan. Obviously, Lawrence Stewart was one of the directors in Monaco or recruiter in Monaco. So obviously those links are not too far-fetched at all. I can't mention the club yet, but there is proposal for a loan deal for Andre Santos from a Premier League team. Trevor Chalobah is another one to watch, but a deal with Inter is not currently easy, as Chelsea want big money for Trevor, while Inter can only proceed with a loan. So look, Inter, if you got no money, then forget it. You're not getting Chalobah. There's no loan business here. There is no loan business. We're getting Axel Desasi, so there is simply no more space for Chalobah. You buy, and if you can't buy for 40 million minimum, the price tag is 45 at the moment. If you can't buy 40 million, then see you later. We'll go to a Premier League team, need be. All right, let's take some of your final comments and we'll wrap things up. Neutral, stop talking about Caicedo like he's already our player. What if we can't get him? Look, I mean, if we can't get him, that is some form, that is some level of failure. It really is. Right now, we are not even neck deep. We are drowning. We are drowning in this particular transfer saga. And if we don't land this player now, it will be seen as a failure. So we have to get this player. And this is one of the reasons why I'm talking like as if he's our player already. So, yeah. I'll take FHT's final comment and we'll wrap things up. I know he's going to rattle me one more time. Ms. Mate, okay, does this squad compete for titles? Your first question. This squad right now does not compete for titles. And if you thought that it does, once again, you need to give yourself a reality check, brother. Tell me which squad in the last 7 years have competed for the title. Tell me which squad. Tell me which Chelsea squad in the last 7 seasons has competed for the title. There were squads better than the one that we have right now. Much better. They didn't compete for the title. And you're telling me this squad, what I think. Of course they don't compete for the title. But is that what we were expecting, to compete for the title this season? You're kidding. You're absolutely kidding. What do you need player-wise? Look, from a player's point of view, I need Caicedo. I think that would be a big improvement for us in midfield. Right now, one of the biggest issues I see is how easily oppositions go through us. If anything, this preseason has shown that we can score goals. Pochettino has set us up, organized us, and it will only get better and better as weeks go on and trainings happen. We got goals. A lot of the players are hungry to prove a point from last season. So I'm patient. I need Caicedo, though. That's my main objective. Number one, Caicedo. And then if we want to add another attacking player, because I feel like there is room for one more attacking player. We had Ryan Cherky's name thrown in. Marco Lolice's name has been thrown in. Kudus's name has been thrown in. For me, Kudus made the most sense because he can play multiple areas, and Kudus is a technically very good player. Plays for Ajax. You don't just play for Ajax. You got to be good. Please elaborate right now. I only see an 8th place finish. Well, that's up to you if you see an 8th place finish. I see us finishing in... I said my expectation was 6th because of how poor the last season was. 12th. And I can see that we need to be somewhat patient. We can't just be going from 12th to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever. I thought 6th, that's a base to start off for Pochettino and then move up. But I can really picture ourselves coming at least 5th. I can picture ourselves coming 5th. You have to understand, FHT, man. Man City are going to be the favourites to win the league again. Arsenal competed for the league last season, have added firepower this season, so they're going to be in and around the mix as well. Newcastle will get better and better. Let's see. Man United, I don't know. They could be a bit of a hit and miss. Liverpool have added firepower. Under Jurgen Klopp, they're very advanced. So for me, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, those three, and then after that, it's a fight. After that, literally is a fight. After that, it's literally is a fight. FHT Global, Miz, did you listen to Poch? We are here to win. Are you sounding a bit like Arsenal fan right now? Of course, Poch. I like that. What's he meant to say in the press conference? We're not here to win. You want Poch to come out and say we're not here to... Of course, I want my gaffer to come in and say, yeah, we are going to compete for the title. I don't want to hear anything else, but you need to have some sensibility as well. As a fan, you need to have some sort of sensibility. How stupid would it look if Poch came out to the press and said to everyone, we're not here to compete. We're not here to compete. Of course, man. He doesn't want his players to feel like we don't believe in them. We do believe in them. You're the one who doesn't believe in them. You're saying Poch is here to win, but Poch has said he likes the squad. So, but you tend to think the squad's not good enough. So what is it, my man? Is the squad good enough? Because Poch is saying the squad is good enough. So, anywho, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Make sure you smash the like button before you guys leave. And that just helps out with the channel a lot. Until next time, everyone, take care and see you.